He says to stay ready. He says to stay ready. I promise you, he said to tell his people to stay ready. Stay ready to receive your victory. Stay ready to receive your suddenlies. Stay ready to receive the sudden deposits, the supernatural deposits. Stay ready to meet your spouse finally and officially. For those of us who have yet to meet our spouses in the flesh, it's going to happen. Continue to expect the unexpected. And as always, continue to move and operate in silence because not everyone really needs to know what God is doing within your life. Allow them to be surprised as well. Allow them to be surprised, okay? It's just time. God is about to make his children the centerfold as we are his masterpiece. So what has been transpiring behind closed doors within our private time via the Lord, it's about to be manifested upon this earth. And many are going to see it. Many are going to know your names now. Many are going to know of your platforms. Many are going to know of what God has been doing behind the scenes. For those as to whom do not fully comprehend as to what God has been doing within a lot of his children's lives, they are going to see it. And it's going to make their mouths and their jaws literally drop to the floor. And it's about time. Because all they saw were your flesh. They didn't see that God were developing you. They didn't see that God were pruning you. They saw the stripping. They saw the ugliness. They saw, the removal of the materialistic items, but they did not see what God were doing. God had to do that in order to restore and to replace what were lost. We are finally in a Joel 225 year. So for many of us, we are receiving each and every single thing that was taken from us. Everything the locusts have stolen from us is coming back to us. We are being restored. Your health may be restored. Your marriage will be restored. Your ministry will be restored. A lot of stuff is going to be restored. And the prodigals are still returning. They are still returning. The prodigals are still returning. Some of them have been lagging off. Some of them have been just incredibly stubborn. Some of them didn't think that they needed God. They have continued to reject him. But God is like, just return back home. Return home. Again, remove your spirit of pride. Remove it. Throw it in the garbage. Just surrender. Surrender all to God. Surrender all to God. And just know that he is definitely moving within this time and within this season and within this hour, because you will see a lot. You're going to see a lot of things being overturned now. You're going to see a lot of justice. And it's all God's justice, but you're also going to continue to see his judgment. It's already here. I keep releasing that, but you see it. You see it, you see it, you see it. But the judgment and the justice that's coming will be personal because it's coming for you. It's coming because it's playing in your favor now. It has turned in your favor. It has shifted in your favor now. So many are going to literally know who you are. And they too shall be surprised. Many are going to continually be shocked and awe, finally. They didn't see, again, what God were doing within you. They didn't understand it. But God kept a lot of his children hidden for a reason. He did. That time with God is precious. Spending time with him is just so valuable. And I don't understand why people don't do it. But my gosh, it's beautiful. It is so amazing. So when you know his voice, when you truly, truly know his voice, oh my gosh, how can you not love sitting with him and sitting at his feet and remaining at his feet? How can you not love just running to him automatically? How can you not? Oh my gosh. It's overwhelming in a beautiful way. You're going to see so much hit the ceiling to the point where you're just like, wow, this is my new life. My God. A few months ago, God kept releasing the word And the song Into My Spirit, A Whole New World. And I just kept singing it while I was at work. But it's one of my favorite songs. But listen, we are literally about to embark upon a whole new world. And it shall be a beautiful one. Because we know what it feels like to go through a lot of the ugliness. We know what it feels like. And whenever we stand upon various platforms that we didn't ask for, okay? We didn't ask for this. God trusts us with it. It's just the fact that we are going to deliver a real, raw, genuine, true testimony. We are going to say, I know what it feels like to have a car repossessed. And I know what it feels like to have to Uber back and forth to work whenever I was supposed to be saving my money in order for me to relocate to a different area. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to link up with a realtor who was so amazing, but not being blessed with the property that I knew that God released into my spirit and downloaded into my spirit. I know what it feels like to say that I have applied for multiple jobs and have constantly been rejected. I know what it feels like to say that I've interfaced and I have encountered various demons, both within my family in addition to outside of my family. I know what that feels like. We can say that we know what it feels like to live in deplorable conditions. We can literally say that we know what it feels like to cry at night. We know what it feels like to say that we are praying for our spouses, but you're like, God, are they praying for us? God, when are they going to come and get us? God, you told me to go to that particular area and location, and I knew that man were there, but he weren't obedient. We know what that feels like. So whenever we are going to be blessed with our platforms, people are going to hear the truth. And no, none of us looks like what we have gone through. We were never supposed to. We weren't. I can say that I know what it feels like to be homeless. Did I ask for it? No, I did not. I know what God has released into my spirit, and being homeless were not one of them. But I can also say what I know, that I know what it feels like. I can say that I know what it feels like to live in hotels for a brief moment. I know what it feels like to constantly have to be uprooted. I know what that feels like. And that is not my portion ever again. That stuff is over. It is over. But now my enemies are going to get it. And they're going to endure it 10 times worse, 20 times worse, 80 times worse, as I have already released to you all. It's going to happen to them within the blink of an eye. Just like it's going to happen, all the great things are going to happen to us within the blink of an eye now. God has not forgotten. It is our turn, and it is our time, and it is our season. And a season does not last for as long as you think that it may last. God operates in his own way. He operates in a different way. He isn't like man. God doesn't place things on a timetable. He doesn't care of your age. He doesn't care of your employment. He does not care about your salary. He does not care about the latest vehicle that you have. He doesn't care about the shoes that you're wearing. He doesn't care about the Armani suits. He does not care. He's like, who is set apart for me? Who can I trust? Who will enter into my kingdom upon their dying day? Who? You cannot take any of this stuff with you when you enter into heaven. Please, who would want it? Who would want it? No one. Throw it in the garbage. Listen, everything that's upon this earth right now is already perishing anyways in the spirit. It's perishing. God may have blessed you with it, but again, are you blessing him? What have you done for him? If he tells you to sacrifice, are you willing to sacrifice? If he tells you to bless that individual, will you bless them? Or will you sit back and ask the most nonsense questions? Will you do that? Because you are blocking your blessing. You are blocking your blessing. God is like, listen, it's time. My gosh, it is time. But yes, just know that you have to stay ready because God is definitely moving within this hour and within this time. I know there are just a lot of victories that are going to transpire sooner than later, much sooner than later. And I know that's like, Jesus, you always say sooner than later. You always say about, listen, we need to see it here, okay? We need to be in the here and the now. But that's just how he operates. That is how he operates. He moves whenever he feels like moving. But are you moving with him? Are you willing to move with the Spirit of the Lord? So don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. When you hear of your enemies falling, please do not be surprised. They had it coming. Your enemies had it coming, but you also had to take your rightful and righteous position at the same time. Some of your enemies were sabotaging things. Some of our enemies were blocking things. Some of our enemies were trying to tamper with things. Some of our enemies dibbled and dabbled in witchcraft. Some of our enemies they were never who you thought that they were. Many of our enemies were two-faced. I mean, listen, I've already been there and done that. They portrayed something that they weren't. They would say that they loved you, but they really did not. Their intentions never lined up with their actions. They were all talk. Your enemies were all talk. So now that they're getting it worse, listen here. Do not interfere. Do not interfere. God has already warned many to not interfere. They have to endure it. It is their time. Just as it is your time, it is their time as well. They never thought that God were going to catch up with, he were always keeping track. And he were always going to deal with them. It were always going to happen. And that leads me back into saying and releasing, expect the unexpected. Yes, you're going to expect the unexpected in a greater way, in a good way, in a joyful way, but expect the unexpected in a not so great way at the same time. They are getting it too. So when you hear what's about to happen to them, listen, just don't be surprised. Please do not be surprised. I keep telling you all that their lives aren't what they are portraying. They are pretending one heck of a lot. They are pretending, but you shall hear of just how much and how frequently they have been pretending. They are struggling to pay their bills. They are struggling with their own homes. They are struggling. They are struggling. They cannot afford certain lifestyles. God did not ordain for them to live like that. God did not say, hey, keep up with the Joneses. He never said that. That were them trying to do that and wear those little funky hats. Like, stop. You can barely take your child to daycare every day. Like, what are we doing? God knows. Do not live above your means. Do not do that. God is like, okay, they want to wear that mask all day, every day? Listen, the masks have already been removed. They have already been removed. And a lot of your enemies, in addition to mine, they have been silenced now. I have already released that this is still cutthroat season. We are still in it. But they are silenced. Your enemies have been silenced now. They cannot come around. They cannot even make an attempt. Although they may try, keep that individual blocked. If God told you to block them, block them. God has already released to me access denied for years. So a lot of my enemies no longer have access to me. None of them. None of them. And now they all are living in deep remorse and deep regret. And they're guilty. There's always a Judas around. And God revealed to me as to whom my Judas were. And I had several, but I know of the one. And I was just like, But God used me to also release certain things into that individual's life. So it is what it is. You have to live your life for Christ and no one else. So, yes, just continue to enjoy where God has you and continue to remain excited and be excited for what is due to come because your lives are not going to look the same. They aren't. Prayerfully within a year. Prayerfully. I'm like, God, come on. But for some, it may take a little bit longer than a year, okay? He may still work some few things out of you within like a duration of 2 to 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter as to how long God decides to do what he has to do in your life. But he will complete it. He will. He will see to it that it is completed. He most certainly will. And God is just, he's amazing. He is truly, truly, truly amazing. Nevertheless, God is about to do something so remarkable. It shall be explosive. I keep seeing fireworks in my spirit, and I've seen fireworks for years, but God is just like, I'm just telling you all, there will be one heck of a performance, okay? There's a beautiful performance that's going on within the spirit right now, and it is amazing. It is amazing. Jesus is God. Jesus is God. He's 3 in 1. Jesus is God. He's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. He is God, okay? No one can go to the Father except through him. Listen, he is the great I am. He is the great I am. He isn't separated. He's 3 in 1. God is amazing. And I do speak of Jesus Christ. You are just a newcomer. So, listen. Be blessed, stay safe, and always remain in the presence of the Lord.